Okay, that's the right approach. All right, listen carefully, make sure you get your name right. Yamod, Yamod, Yamod. הבחור בר מצווה, איינשטיין בן ילדים בשבחם שלישי חזק. Okay?
Baruch Adonai
Baruch Adonai Baruch Olam Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Baruch Olam Vaed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher בחר בנו מכל העמים, ונתן לנו את תורתו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen.
ויאמרו לו אחיו, המלוך תמלוך עלינו, עם אשר תמשול בנו. ויוסיפו עוד צלעותו על חלומותיו ועל דבריו. ויחלום עוד חלום אחר, ויספר אותו לאחיו, ויאמר הנה חלמתי חלום עוד, והנה השמש והירח ו11 כוכבים משתחווים לי. ויספר אל אביו ואחיו, ויבוא אביו ויאמר לו, מה החלום הזה אשר חלמתי עתה? הבוא נבוא אני ואמך ואחיך להשתחוות לך ארצה. ויקנו בו אחיו, ואביו שמע את הדבר. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, אשר נתן לנו תורת אמת, וחיי עולם נטע בתוכנו. ברוך אתה אדוני נותן התורה.
Amen. In a moment, you're going to have an opportunity to express your tangible appreciation for Sid's beautiful Torah reading, but I'll ask you to wait one moment. So Sid, don't go anywhere yet. Yitgadal v'yitkadash Shem Rabba, Yalma dimra kirutei ve'amlich malchutei, v'chayechon u'yomechon u'pnei l'go v'Yisrael, v'galav yisman karim v'imru, Amen. Yenei Shmei Rabba Mevorach, v'elam l'mei al-maya, Yitbarach, v'yishtamach, v'yitbar, v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar, v'yitalel, v'yitalal, v'nei v'yitshach, v'yizbu, ve'ela v'yitkol birchata v'shirata, v'shirchata v'nechrata, na'vira v'yalama, v'imru, Amen. I'll just remind you that this is it's a ritual experience. It's not closing accounts with Sid for whatever may be outstanding with him. So, and I know that some of the candies are not the softest variety, so be forgiving. Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov, Simon Tov, Mazel Tov, Mazel Tov, Simon Tov. Yehelanu, 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 Ulecha Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecha Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecha Yisrael, Yehelanu, Yehelanu, Ulecha Yisrael. Matzal Tov. Yishar Kochacha. Beautiful reading, Sid. Now that you've had a chance to read the traditional words, in a few minutes we're going to hear something about your own words about this week's parsha. In the meantime, I'll ask you to rise as we lift and wrap the Sefer Torah.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל על פי אדוני ביד משה. Please remain standing as I'll ask Shira to come forward and read the prayers for Canada and for Israel. It will be.
Sorry. The whole thing. Okay, from up there. Okay. Our God and God of our ancestors, we ask your blessings upon our country and upon the leaders of our nation and of our communities. Inspire all who lead and serve to conduct their affairs honorably. May peace and security, happiness and prosperity, right and freedom abide among us forever. Unite the inhabitants of our country of all backgrounds and creeds so that we may banish hatred and bigotry, safeguard our noblest ideals, and preserve those institutions which nurture liberty. May this land, under your providence, be an influence for good throughout the world, helping to advance peace and freedom among all peoples, and bringing closer to fulfillment the visions of your prophets. Nation shall not lift up sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. For the work of righteousness shall be peace, and the effect of righteousness, calm and confidence forever. Amen.
Amen.
And now the prayer for Israel. Okay, I've been practicing. Okay. Adonai Eloheinu, Sur Yisrael v'go'alo, Barech et Medinat Yisrael v'hagen Alecha. We ask your blessings, O God, for the state of Israel, for the land of Israel, and for the people of Israel. Bless those who defend the land and protect its people. Bless its leaders with wisdom, courage, and dedication. May they be resolute in the face of challenge and unwavering in the pursuit of justice and peace. May Israel be a beacon of hope for the oppressed, a source of inspiration to all who are free. Fulfill in our day the ancient promise. Zion b'mishpat tipada. Veshavecha b'tzedakah. Zion shall be redeemed through justice, and its inhabitants through righteousness. Amen.
Amen.
Okay.
We'll now take a moment to return the Sefer Torah to the Ark. Everything's home there? Going to open the Ark? Page 76, if you're following. Yehalelu et Shem Adonai, ki niskab Shemo levado, Odo aleretz shamayim, hayarem keren le'amo, tehila le'ol hasira, Israel ha'kerobo, hallelujah. You may be seated. We'll continue on page 78 with Ashrei. Yes, the cleanup crew is hereby invited.
What's that?
ויתלכו לך יודעים שנך גיל לא עזבת דורשך אדוני חפץ למען צדקו יגיל תורה ויאיר כי התקדש והתקדש שמי רבה ואמר דברה קילותיה גם מלכותי בחייכון ובימיכון ובחיי כל בית ישראל וגלה בזמן קריב אמרו אמן יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם העיה יתברך וישתבח ויתמר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתהלל ויתהלל שמי קדושה בריחו יהי לה מנחתה ושירתה תשבחתה ונחמתה דמיר בקמה אמרו אמן יקבל צלותם ואותון לכל ישראל קודם אבוהן דבשמיא אמרו אמן יהי שלום הרבה מן שמיה וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן עושה שלום במרומיו הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו amen. I'll ask you to rise for our name on page 83. Sid and Reuben are going to lead us. Okay.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתת גאולה לשם ראשית, שלא עשינו פיגועי הרצון, שלא שמנו את משפחות האדמה, שלא שם
חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים, לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא.
שהוא נוטה
שמיים ויוסד הארץ, וביקרו בשמיים עמה, ושכינתו זו, בגובה מרומי. הוא אלוהינו ואין אלוהינו וזולתו, כתוב בתורתו, כי אדוני הוא האלוהים, השמיים עמה, ועל הארץ ועל אין עוד על כן. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. Beautiful. Yishar kochachem. You may all be seated. And now it's my great pleasure to call upon Shira and Yaniv to say a few words of introduction to our bar mitzvah.
Yeah, we can stand together. Yeah. Okay. Good morning. Thank you all for coming. We want to share a few words about what it's like to be Sid's parents. So at home, Sid can often be found grating cheese for nachos, playing guitar, or doing his laundry. People often approach us with compliments about Sid's mature behavior and his ability to engage in conversation. This includes teachers, hockey, and school parents, as well as neighborhood and ravine acquaintances who he has met while walking Phoebe. His good nature and maturity are seen at home as well. We can always count on him. Sid, you've shown a great commitment to your Jewish education, engaging in Zoom bar mitzvah lessons after full days of online school. You talked about how hard it was, but you sucked it up and showed up eager and ready for Michael. Didn't know I would get emotional. I wasn't prepared for this. Michael, thank you for your engaging lessons and thorough commitment. Having you at the helm has made this day especially enriching. Okay, Sid, you're a fantastic little hockey player, and you're very handsome. We're so proud of you today and every day. Come here!
it's my equally great pleasure and honor to call upon our bar mitzvah to share a few words about this week's parsha.
First of all, I'd like to thank all the people for coming and celebrating my bar mitzvah with me. I've been looking forward to this day for 6 months, and to have all of you here to celebrate with me means a lot. So honored to be a man according to the Torah and to have this honor. I'd like to start with some thank yous. First, Michael. Done me so much getting through all this despite being on Zoom. My parents for motivating me to keep on going, myself for practicing and not messing up. I'd like to take a bit to talk about my portion. My portion is about favoritism, how a father favors his son. Jacob is a father of 12, one of whom is Joseph and one daughter. Joseph is the son of Rachel, who is Jacob's favorite wife, which would make Joseph his favorite son. On top of that, Rachel had trouble getting pregnant, so Jacob considered Joseph a blessing. Jacob demonstrates this favoritism by making Joseph a special coat and not making him work on the farm like the other brothers. The other brothers see this less exacting work in the coat as a sign of favoritism, and together with Joseph's provocative dreams, they plot to kill Joseph. They don't end up killing him, but a slave owner came by and took Joseph, sold him to some merchants who in turn took him to Egypt and sold him to Potiphar. Jacob was devastated for decades. Joseph, on the other hand, had some interesting experiences as a servant in the house of Potiphar and later in jail. I chose this part of the parsha because I have many siblings. One of them was favorite that would make me pretty upset. Plus, it was my dog. I admit that it's next to impossible for parents to love all their kids exactly the same. What I mean by this is all kids have unique traits, so parents can love that one trait about one kid and different on the other. This doesn't mean they favor that child, but they love that one thing on that child and another on a different one. Perhaps the most important thing is that children don't feel that their parents are favoring one child more than others. From our parsha, we can see what the consequences are when that happens. Outside of family, this challenge of treating people with favoritism can occur in schools, synagogues, and type of work. As a bar mitzvah, it's now my responsibility to be aware of these challenges wherever I participate in activities and to do my best wherever to ensure that all are treated fairly and equally. Again, thank you.
Don't go anywhere, Sid. Don't go anywhere, Sid. I'm going to say a few words to you in a moment, but because you talk so beautifully about something that we often take for granted, how siblings can and perhaps should get together or get along together, I'm going to call upon your brother to say a few words to you.
Alright.
We need some contrast, Ruben.
Okay.
Take your mask off.
Yeah. Let's do that. Okay. So hi, I'm Ruben, Sid's brother. I shared a room with Sid for about 9 or 10 years. And in those years, many amusing things happened. And today, I will tell a few. Sid and I may have been smart as kids, but we did not show. Ruined by Sid getting a bead stuck up his nose. Granted, he was 4, but still. Alright, so when this story happened, Sid and I were probably 5 and 7. Sid being 5, me being 7. I can't remember what was going through our minds at that point, but we took all the toilet paper, tissue boxes, and napkins, went to the top of the stairs, and threw as much as we could to the entrance. About 5 minutes later, our mom saw what we were doing, yelled at us, pulled us off the waist, and made us use all the things we thought we threw over the stairs. This was one of many lessons we learned as kids. But my favorite story happened just a year ago. We were at the cottage playing an intense game of cards. I was losing and quit as I didn't want to lose to my little brother. Sid started to provoke me and make me want to continue the game. Things escalated, we both got an adrenaline rush, Sid started pushing me, and I slapped him across the face. I knocked him out. Now, you see how this is my favorite story? In fact, I knocked him out for so long that I was able to run to the freezer, get a nice bath, think he was dead, come back, only to see him just waking up. Anyway, I just wanted to Sid.
Dear Sid, you're such an amazing brother. I feel really lucky to have you as my brother. You always help me with everything and always do the best for me. It's hard being the youngest because you always take me like I'm not. To being so good at the guitar and to being so good at hockey, you truly are a great brother. Thank you.
Nothing's better than mine.
Okay, so Sid, I'll ask you to just hang up for another moment or so. So we've heard some interesting things about you from your parents, from your siblings, and I just wanted to share a couple of things that I've had the opportunity and the pleasure to learn about you over the months that we've been working together, preparing for this beautiful day. So first of all, it's very rare in Zoom days that students show up early for their Zoom class. You were there every time. You were there at least 2 minutes early. That's something very unique. And it sounds like something not so significant, but it's indicative of the seriousness, as your mother mentioned before, with which you took your studies. And I never take that for granted. And I admire that enthusiasm for being there on time every time. You're always on time. More often than I was, to be honest. The other thing is that you always asked, as we were going along, you asked about, Michael, can we get in an extra class this week? And that doesn't happen very often either, that somebody feels they want to do as well as possible, so they want to spend extra time on it. And again, that's something that is unique to somebody who takes things seriously that have a meaning for them. And not only did you ask about that, you asked about certain things we were doing. When can we learn the next set of accents? When are we going to get to the next verse? And it's a beautiful thing for somebody who works with students when there's a relationship between, I don't want to use the teacher and student example, but two people who are working together to prepare for something that's meaningful for both of them. Because this is meaningful for me too, in a different way than it's meaningful for you. And the enthusiasm that you came for every class you were there with enthusiasm and willingness to learn. You did your work in between classes as well, and it shows the time and energy and thought that you invested in preparing for this day are something that we should never take for granted. And that, as much as anything else you've done, is something that family, your friends, and I, and anyone who has an opportunity to engage with you can be really, really proud of. And for that reason, I think it's very appropriate. I'm going to call your parents now to come up. Shira and Yaniv, come up for a moment. I want you to present something to Sid. Under the jacket, there's a book. I'd like you to present that to Sid. It's a rather large tome, but I'd like you to hand it to him. And Sid, I want you to read the big title first and then the one on top.
The what?
Read the big title in big letters.
The Observant Life.
And the part on top.
The Wisdom of Conservative Judaism for Contemporary Jews.
Okay, so that doesn't sound like a whole lot. But it suits you, and I'll tell you why. Because you have a curiosity. Anybody has a curiosity wants to know more. And that's not something that everybody has to the same extent. And that's a wonderful aspect of your personality that you have. And our tradition is not about handing something down as is, taking it as is, and then passing it on like an egg around a circle to the next generation. It's about taking whatever you get, inspecting, exploring, finding what part of that is relevant for you. Because not all of it is going to be, let's admit it. But it also means finding ways, if it's not, to try to make it relevant for you. And that's why that book, although it looks huge and overwhelming, that's something that I hope it informs your approach to Judaism and life in general. Curiosity is a wonderful gift because somebody who's curious has an appreciation for other people, and you do. And that's what I learned about you. You care about your siblings, you care about your parents, you care about your schoolmates, you care about your team on hockey. Every time you told me about hockey, it wasn't about you, it was about your team. And that's something, it's a beautiful element to hear about. So my suggestion to you, and I hope for you, continue to nourish that curiosity in everything you do with regards to people, with regards to school, with regards to your Jewish identity. Sometimes we think it's all a bunch of passé stuff, it doesn't mean anything anymore. But it does. The fact that you're here today, willing to put on tefillin, talit, read from the Torah, try to find something meaningful and interpret it in your own words to something that you can identify with, that's what our tradition is about. That's what you need to continue doing. If you remember the first conversation we had, however many months ago it was, we talked about the fact, what's your role as a bar mitzvah? You remember what we talked about?
No.
That's honest. Continue to be honest as well. We talked about the fact that if you're going to take your status that you achieved today, a bar mitzvah, seriously, it means you're going to continue to explore, leave that exploration of what it means to be Jewish on your list of things to do, whether it's number 1 or whether it's number 100. But leave it there, so when the time comes and the motivation and enthusiasm are there, you'll delve into it. That book will help. I'm going to, in front of everybody here, I'm going to ask you, within the next month, pick one page in that book and find something that is of relevance to you personally. Okay, and you're going to let me know in a month what it is. Something in that book, I want you to find something that you can make of relevance to you. Okay, it's a big thing to ask, but you're the kind of person with the curiosity and the enthusiasm that will do that. So I will ask you parents now to say the blessing of Thanksgiving to indicate how much gratitude we have for being able to reach this day and celebrate your becoming a bar mitzvah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה. ישמחך אלוהים כאפרים וכמנשה, יברכך אדוני וישמרך. May God bless you and protect you. יאר אדוני פניו אליך ויחונך. May God show you favor and be gracious unto you. Take off your foot. יישא אדוני פניו אליך וישם לך shalom. May God show you kindness and grant you that greatest of all gifts, of peace, both from within and from within. Mazal tov, yishar kochacha. And now is a wonderful finale. I'm going to call upon the family to lead us in the Adon Olam.
Kids, Hebrew school kids. Yes, please. For Adon Olam.
And if you'd like to follow along, you can find that on page 101.
Sabrina, by the in the middle.
Okay. Do you have your page? Yeah?
Yeah, take off.
Yeah.
Stand it.
Go on, round 2.
Shayna,
You all coming up, maybe just leave your masks on.
6 months. 1, 2, 3, go ahead.
Adon Olam Asher Malav B'Tselem Kol Yetzir Yisrael Le'et Nasa V'Sokot Azar Be'er Sharon Ve'Arei Kikrot HaKol Le'Vado Yamloch Noach Ve'hu Hayah Ve'hu Hover Ve'hu Biyeh Ve'hu Ara Ve'hu Echad Ve'ein Sheni Lahamshir Lo Lahafira Ve'li Lishit Ve'li Tachlit Ve'lo Ha'oz Lahashira Ve'hu Eli Ve'chai Holi Ve'hu Ve'li Ve'eshara Ve'hu Nisi Yumanosri Ala Kosi Ya
Yishar kochachem, beautiful, beautiful. Mazal tov, everyone. Hopefully we can continue to meet safely on wonderful occasions such as this.
Recording stopped.